who were gold medalists at last year's Southeast Asian Games. So this mixed doubles, well, as far as the pair from Hong Kong, China are concerned, fourth at the Olympics in Tokyo, quarter-finalists in Paris. They've been silver medalists at the Asian Games, that was back in 2018. They've been World Championship bronze medalists as well. Here we are, that's confirmation of the match that we're building up to right now, this mixed doubles. And with Si Ying-Suet playing in her 12th Japan Open. Her first was in 2010. I can't help but wonder, Steen, whether this might be, sadly, the last time that we ever see Si Ying-Suet at this particular event.
Yeah, we don't know. But she also used to play a very nice women's double.
Fun fact for you as we're looking at the mixed doubles draw, top half of the draw. And of course, the defending champions are in the #1 seeded position, Watanabe and Higashino. The only players from Hong Kong, China to win a title at the Japan Open was the lady we're about to watch. There she is, Si Ying-Suet in the women's doubles.
Was it?
12 years ago with Poon Lok Yan.
So that was the first time?
And only time players from Hong Kong, China have won. So this will be a 7th meeting between these two pairs, and if you're fans of the Indonesians, that's a little ominous, isn't it? Because all 6 previous matches have been won by the two left-handers from Hong Kong, China. Am I right in saying, just before we start looking at the players in detail, that Poon Lok Yan is now playing out of Australia?
I don't know that.
I think she might be, you know.
That's a possibility.
So this is Tang Man. He's 28 years of age, born in Sha Tin in Hong Kong, China. He and his partner, currently #8 on the world rankings, but did spend 2 precious weeks at #2 on the world ranking. That was from the end of June 2018. So that was when they were winning silver medals at the Asian Games. Took their ranking to all-time high. 32 years of age, and as I was telling you, this is her 12th Japan Open, a big supporter of this event. But it's a 6th consecutive appearance as a pair, and in the first round, which was on Tuesday, they beat the pair from Chinese Taipei, Wu and Yang, in 3 games. Dropped the second game there before winning 21-16 in a match 4 minutes shy of the hour mark. So to Rehano Kusharjanto, who is 24 years of age, from Bekasi in West Java. A 168 equates to 5'6". Elisa Kusumawati is also 24 years of age, from Sleman in the Yogyakarta region, southern Java. Their world ranking has dropped to #20, so as you can see, they have been as high as 10, a total of 5 weeks across 2 different spells. They're currently the 3rd ranked pair from Indonesia on the mixed doubles world rankings, and as you can see in the first round, no real problems against the Indian combination. Well, for the pair from Indonesia, this is their 3rd consecutive appearance at the Japan Open, and Tuesday was the first time they'd ever won a match at this particular tournament. They'd lost in the first round of their 2 previous appearances here at this event. So our court officials are from Japan and Australia. Well, it may be 6-0 as far as the head-to-heads between these 2 pairs are concerned, but 4 of those previous 6 meetings, the match between these 2 has gone the full distance, gone to 3 games, including the last 3. Ariono Miranats, the Indonesian coach, at the back of the court there.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Rehan Nauhar Kusharjanto and Lisa Air Kusumawati, Indonesia. And on my left, Tang and Tse Yan-shut, Hong Kong, China. Tang 2-2, Rehan Nauhar Kusharjanto. Love play.
So it is the two left-handers from Hong Kong, China, Tang and Si Ying-Suit. Their second round match underway against Kusharjanto and Kusumawati of Indonesia. Oh, that's a nice smash from Rehan Kusharjanto, who incidentally, his father, Tri Kusharjanto, was twice a finalist at the Japan Open here. 1995 and 2000 with Minati Timur.
Service over, 1-2.
Doesn't that make you feel old, Steen, when we start talking about, we talked about it in the Olympics? Well, not you and I, because you weren't in Paris, but it
makes me feel like in my backyard, in my rocking chair.
Yeah, players that
I can almost recall.
Even came after me, you know. Yeah. Their children are now winning medals. No wonder they call me old.
Yeah. It's one of the things the youngsters of today won't be able to enjoy when they clean up in the attic and find an old program from 25 years ago and go through the names of Rehan Kusharjanto and Lisa Kusumawati. They're only available online now.
Yes. You know, I keep scrapbooks of all the old programs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you ever look at it?
I do
Okay,
from time
that's good.
to time.
That's good.
Brings back wonderful memories. Oh dear, I'm sounding older and older, aren't I?
Quick, good play.
That's a beauty.
Service over, 4-3.
Gosh, look where that landed. That really was a super backhand cross-court drop. That's a couple of times already they've smashed across the body of Si Ying-Suit.
She likes to take one side, either backhand or forehand defense, and that leaves some openings if you can hit them.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Well, just like his father, Rehan Kusharjanto has got wonderful deceptive skills.
Ooh, shouldn't have taken that one, I suspect.
And that one, going wrong.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been wide by much.
Service over, 4-6.
I think given the head-to-head and the many three-game matches they've played, these two pairs here, I think this is a really, really good chance for the Indonesians to get their first win against Tang and Si.
Tang Tang challenges called
First
in.
challenge of this mixed doubles encounter. Because psychologically you feel they've been knocking on the door.
They've been knocking on the door, and Tang and Sia coming off the Olympics, big experience, having to play early after. Ui.
Collection out.
That's a great challenge. And the two left-handers.
5,
And you
6.
would think that Kusumawati and Kusharjanto, they've gotten more and more experience playing regularly on the World Tour level now. So this is one of the matches where I think Indonesia could dream of a win, or expect a win, or something in between, hope for a win.
That's a lovely shot.
Service over. 7-5.
It's amazing how much the psychology comes into it, Steve, isn't it, at this elite level of all sport, I guess. You know, you can sense this could be our moment.
Yeah, and if they get the feel that perhaps
5.
Tang and Sia are a little bit vulnerable and so on, so you feel, hey, today might be the day. I mean, you would expect them at some point, if you continue to play year in, year out, you would expect Father Time to do the trick for them to sort of, now it's got to be our turn, and I have a feeling that today could be their turn.
9-5.
Well, if Kusharjanto continues to play shots like that, it's very much on the cards. That was a beauty. Oh, that's a double hit.
10-5.
Just long off the back line.
Interval.
And it is a very healthy lead, 6-point advantage for Kusharjanto and Kusumawati here in the opening game against the number 6 seeds from Hong Kong, China. 5 straight points to get us to the mid-game interval from the Indonesians.
Quarter 1, 20 seconds. Quarter 1, 20 seconds. Eleven, 5. Break.
So can they keep this run going, or will the number 6 seeds start upping their game?
Service over. 6-11.
Incidentally, Steen, 4 different pairs from Indonesia have won the mixed doubles title here. The first pair to win was 23 years ago, 2001. Bambang Supriyanto and Minati Timur.
Yeah, I saw that, because the Timur had won it, but not the father of Kusharjanto.
Yeah. And then the 3 other pairs all involved one particular female player.
I was thinking about it.
Service over. 7-12.
Vita Marisa.
Exactly. She won with Nova Widianto, with Flande Limpale and Mohamed Rijal. Liliana Nasir never won this title.
No, and that's extraordinary, because that was my first thought. And one of the reasons is, of course, that the Indonesians made this bold move a couple of years ago to sort of revamp the mixed doubles practice at the national team. Having enjoyed a lot of success in the Natsir era, if we can say so, decided to focus on the young pairings like this pair here, and also Mentari and Vivaldi.
That's well taken.
I think so far it hasn't really paid off, that bold decision from the Indonesian management. Whether it will, it's probably too early to say, but it just, in my opinion, emphasizes that it's really hard to substitute for generational talent, which I think Liliana Nasir was perhaps even more than generational talent.
Yeah, outstanding. 2 Olympic finals with 2 different partners. Oh, that's a super drop, isn't it?
9-14.
But just going back to your point, though, Steen, about the revamp of mixed doubles in Indonesia. What about the fact that they've moved a certain highly successful men's doubles coach into the mixed doubles discipline?
Yeah, that's
Harry Penagi.
That's also significant, but we haven't seen him a lot in the international tournaments.
Oh, I'm not sure I would challenge that. Perhaps he's working on even younger players.
That's a possibility.
Well, there was no challenge. The line judge must have got it right. 15-9. Very healthy lead.
Out.
Oh.
Service over. 10-15.
Wide. It's also, you've got to have the material to work with. We saw it here in the first many years where Park Ju-bong was coaching Japan. There's no doubt about Park Ju-bong. He knows about mixed doubles, perhaps more than anyone else. But yet he couldn't produce a really strong Japanese mixed doubles until Watanabe and Higashino came along.
Yeah, that's true.
Service over. 11-16.
So there's a lot of things that has to be at the right place at the right time.
Break.
That's gone long, but that's one of the challenges for this pair here. That he's quick on his feet, Kusharjanto, but from the backcourt, he's not as dangerous as many of the other male mixed doubles players.
So his qualities from mid-court forward.
Mid-court forward.
Shots.
Yeah.
Service server. 18-12. Service server. 13-18.
There's been just too many errors so far from the 2 left-handers, don't you think, Steen?
Yeah, there has. And The Indonesians have not let Tang control the match.
Oh, that's good defence.
20, game point.
In fact, the
13.
opposites, Kusharjanto and Kusumawati, have controlled proceedings so far, and that's why they're on game point opportunities.
That's better. It's, I mean, in mixed doubles, it's important that you can survive the defense, but you cannot win from the defense. We haven't seen any pair win from the defense in mixed doubles. You've got to turn things around, like it happened here for Tang.
Second game point opportunity. Second one saved. Third game point saved.
16-20.
Wow.
17-20.
We got yeah. She's trying to take a little break, Lisa Kusumawati. They really need to step up now. The Indonesians, if they want to convert this lead here, because if it gets to 18, then it's suddenly within, it's already within striking distance, but within 18, then you start to get a little bit nervous.
There's 4 game points coming on, but they convert on their fifth. 21.
First game won by
17.
Dihan Nalhal Saharian and Lisa Ayu Kusumawati. 21-17.
16 minutes for that opening game. And whilst the seeded combination, Tang and Si from Hong Kong, China, dropped the opening game, I think winning a few points at the end of that will put them in good stead for the start of the second.
Ini kan sini, kan kanannya sini, jadi kayak sama. Yang dulu pinggir, ya. Nah sekarang kalau dicepat ke tengah, lagi bola-bolanya silang, mendingan yang habis rehat atau kamu. Ya, kamu fokusnya ke kanan aja. Tapi kalau udah ada bolanya dalam, kamu agak maju dikit. Kalau bolanya agak maju dikit. Kalau tengah sih rehat ambil aja. Ya. Tapi kalau kamu dekat ke kamu dekat, ambil aja. Jadi kamu fokusnya kalau lagi di kirinya aja misalnya. Kalau di situ ke kanannya. Kalau si yang lakinya di belakang sana, bantu di sana. Ya, oke, settingnya apa seringnya?
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game. Double break.
So the Indonesian pair of Kusharjanto and Kusumawati, 1 game to the good against the number 6 seeds, Tang and Si. Right at the end of that opening game, Steen, I said that winning those 4 points, saving those 4 game point opportunities, I felt might just give the pair from Hong Kong, China a bit of a lift coming into this second game.
Yeah, I agree. But I think they need to get going from the start here in this second game. Otherwise, I think these sort of Olympic blues could definitely kick in.
Break.
was really interested in choosing ends at the coin toss here, but I feel that in mixed doubles, this near end here could actually be the preferred one. It's more difficult lifting, but you really have no intention of lifting in mixed doubles. So it's not so important as in the singles disciplines, for instance.
2-all.
Who did choose ends in the end?
In the end, it was the Hong Kong pair. It was the Indonesians who won the coin toss, and they decided that they would serve, I think. It was left to the Hong Kong pair anyway to choose ends.
Nice net exchange there. Good rally. Very good rally.
Oy.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that one to come back.
No.
Kusharjanto.
Break. Service over. 3-4.
A lot of battle for the initiative at the net.
Service over. 5-3.
Clever flick from Tang.
3. Service over.
Just missed it.
4-6.
Yeah. Good pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, they've taken over control. Tang and Si.
4. Service over. 5-7.
Oh, that's delightful. Oh, my
6,
goodness.
7.
Simple little block, all the pace taken out of the shot. And even gets the net cord. Wonderful.
Oy.
Service over. 8-6.
Absolutely ready and waiting for that.
9-6.
Great play.
10-6. Service over. 7-10.
So to the mid-game interval.
11-7.
And it is the seeded combination, the number 6 seeds Tang Man and Si Ying Sui. You have the advantage, a 4-point advantage here in the second game.
Quarter 1, 20 seconds. Quarter 1, 20 seconds. Hong Kong. Coaches, return to your chair. Okay. 11-7.
So 11-7, the advantage to Tang and Si, the two left-handers. You said a little earlier on, Steen, in this second game that the pair from Hong Kong, China were really in control now. How do the Indonesians turn it around and take back control that they showed in the opening game?
I don't know. I don't really know. I saw the coaching there with Ariono Miranat, who was sort of like the sorcerer's apprentice after having worked with Harry Piangardi in many years in men's doubles, and I'm curious to see what he comes up with, because the way I see it, the problem is that even if they win the battle for the net, the Indonesians, then when the Hong Kong pair lifts, that's where the sort of lack of attacking power from oh, there's a challenge here. The lack of attacking power from the backcourt from Kusharjanto is hampering the Indonesian pair, because they can't capitalize on the attack immediately. So there's too much play. They eventually give the initiative away, and then the Hong Kong pair gets on the attack, and they're very steep and very dangerous in their attack.
Yeah.
One challenge remaining. Service
I think
over. 12,
perhaps the idea could be to try and induce some more fast-paced, flat game. But that's where I feel that Tang and Si normally have a good awareness of finding the gaps around court.
Super play.
13-8.
So the sort of attack from Kusharjanto is almost working against the Indonesians, because it gets turned. Look at this. There it is.
The block and follow forward.
The block and follow forward, and then it's an easy point scored for Tang and Si. Easy physical points. Can lift, and there's no danger.
It's gone long of the back line.
14-8.
Ooh, yeah.
That's close. I'd challenge that.
Yeah, but they've already used one, haven't they?
15-8.
They have in this second game, yeah. No question that was in.
Service over. 9-15.
In my opinion, there's two key skills for the male mixed doubles players, and it's been like that for a while, and that is that you need to be able to cover the court well, you need to be able to move really well, and you have to be able to score your own points, or at least be very dangerous from the backcourt. If you're lacking one of the skills, then you need extra of the other. So if you're not really quick on court, then you have to be almost lethal from the back. And if you're not lethal, then you have to be super quick. You could say that Kusharjanto is indeed super quick, but probably not enough to...
Not lethal.
No, he's not lethal. He's definitely not lethal.
But given those key competences for a male mixed doubles player, speed and lethal from the back of the court, and that perhaps sums up why Cheng Shiwei is Olympic champion.
Exactly.
Yeah, well taken. I see Yoon Suet. 2 points away from levelling this second round match at 1 game apiece. Game point opportunities.
They look disheartened, the Indonesians.
Yeah.
Service over, 10-20. Game.
1 game all.
Second game won by
21-10.
Tang and Se Yang-shin, 21-10. 1 game all.
1 game apiece. 31 minutes into the match and 1 game all.
Mainnya sabar, ngadu belakang aja, adu panjang nggak jangan satu udah ketahuan panjang ini belok di sini ngadu kanan bebas aja, tapi banyak di sananya gitu loh, ya. Cuma di belakang nanti kan kena terus tuh, kalau dicop setengah saya kena terus, cuma cop dulu siap lagi, dipisah siap depannya, siap ke depannya. Bola bola itu cuma tinggi sabar dulu, gitu aja dia kan aja. Ya, tapi kadang katanya malah tidak dilari gitu, karena dia agak bagus tuh. Kalau dia agak lari gitu ya, dia dilari maksudnya jangan satu arah tuh. Lari ini cepet sih, kalau bola udah bawah saya maju cepet. Ya jangan banyak ke belakang. Ya. Start awal yang ketinggalan dulu, ya. Kalau ini di belakang
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So quite noticeable that the Indonesian coach, Ariona Miranat's using all of his allotted time to talk to his players before the start of this third and deciding game. Number 6 seeds from Hong Kong, China, Tang Chung-man and Si Yoon Suet. They look very impressive in that second game.
Level, play.
So here we go, deciding game.
One love.
It's interesting, Steen, you know, before the match even started, we were talking about Si Yoon Suet and the fact that this is her 12th Japan Open. She's already 32 years of age, which to me seems very young indeed, but in sporting terms, you know, and as she talked at length in the build-up to the Olympic Games, how she really struggled mentally. She had to have a shoulder operation, didn't she, within the Olympiad between Tokyo and Paris Olympic Games, and how she really struggled with that mentally. And yet, you watch her on courts, and there was no sign of mental frailties in any way? Is it just that an athlete, you take over when you're in the heat of the battle, and you know, you just, your instincts to compete and survive and win just take over?
I don't know. I've never competed at that level, but I heard Danish track and field runners say that athletes are special in many ways, that in many areas of the society, if the demands are raised, if the bar is raised, people complain. Athletes never do. They just set their target on the new goal and go on, and I think that was really a good analogy.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think this is happening now with Sudirman. I mean, we've heard of so many badminton players that have decided to call it a day, and maybe she will yet. Maybe she hasn't got the target of the next Olympic Games, but I've been impressed in this match of her mental toughness to get back to the job in hand.
Yeah.
Well done, you. Look at her. Yeah. Still that look in the eye of, I want to win this.
That's super well played. And that's the difference to what we saw in the second game, where the Indonesians, when they had the initiative on that side of the court, where Tang and Sia are standing now, they were not capable of maintaining the control. And I think Tang and Sia are doing a much better job of maintaining the control here in the third game.
Longest rally so far.
Play.
Yeah,
that's super strong.
It is, isn't it?
6-2.
And if they don't manage to change this around, the Indonesians, this is going to be a tough one to swallow.
That's lovely defence. Look at that work from Seaman Sweat.
Super.
Yeah. Gosh, she's playing well now, isn't she? A former women's doubles champion here at the Japan Open.
Quick foul on. Quick foul on.
And I suppose the problem for the Indonesians, I mean, we talked right at the start of the match that maybe the Indonesians, having been so close to their opponents, even though they've never beaten this pair from Hong Kong, China, 4 times it's gone to 3 games, including the last 3, and now it'll be 4 consecutive times it's gone to 3 games. But when you get into that third game, whether there's a thought process from the Indonesian youngsters of, oh no, here we go again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And somehow, as a coach, you've got to snap your players out of that.
Yeah, and the thing is that, as I recall it, none of those third games have been really close, have they?
Well, the All England the last time it was 21-18 in the deciding game.
Yeah, that's the closest it's been.
Yeah.
And I still think that it's a really good idea to change ends in the middle of a game, so we get 3 times 3 game action, game 3 action. So maybe the only not the only reason, but maybe the reason why they play 3 games is that one of the sides gives them an advantage that's useful to them, and if we changed ends in the middle of those games, they would have lost in straight games anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's by changing ends halfway through each game, as we currently do only in the 3rd game, that would nullify any advantage or disadvantage in the playing conditions.
At least make it less significant.
Yeah.
Like we see it in the 3rd game. You wouldn't be able to win a game entirely on playing conditions. You would have to face good and bad playing conditions for half the part of the game, just like normal 3rd game here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Steve. I think it would be a wonderful development for the sport. But this really is a very handsome lead indeed. It's a 7-point advantage for Tang Chung-man and Si Ying-suet. Difficult to see how there's a way back for Kusharjanto and Kusumawati in this deciding game. But you never know, do you? You just never know in sport.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Dipindahin ke kanannya. Ya, oke.
Kita ambil cium. On court 3.
Enak kalau mau main yang gitu kan. Mereka tapi super buat cowoknya karena belum bisa suka gitu.
11, 4. Tang Chung-man. Play.
So 11-4 the advantage to Tang Chung-man and Si Ying-suet here in this deciding game of this 2nd round mixed doubles match. So Steen, just prove me wrong and tell me how, because I said as they were about to change ends, it's difficult to see how the Indonesians can turn this round, but there must be a way.
Yeah, they've got to do something different, because if they're doing what they've done from the 2nd game and onwards, they're going to lose. So one of my ideas is that they've got to do better when on the attack, and maybe
Like
maybe
in that rally, you know, there was 3 opportunities.
And they still lost it.
Yeah.
And so maybe try and switch things around. So get Lisa on the back court and try and challenge Si Ying-suet, and then have Rehan Kusharjanto on the front court and see if he can intercept better. There's the situation. No, don't clear. Smash.
I think that kid may have been going wide anyway.
Boy, that's a beauty.
That is the shot of the match so far.
5.
No wonder she affords herself a little smile. Take a look at this. What an angle.
Oh, yeah. Defense.
50.
That's not working either.
5.
Or at least it wasn't the right shot selection. But it is really difficult. Then you can try and say, okay, now we know that we have to win the net, and we're going to play the net, and we're not going to lift. But it's just, I mean, it's 1 out of maybe 100, maybe 1 out of 500 times that's going to work. Drive, serve.
Yeah,
try and do something.
Yeah, we haven't seen many of those, have we?
Got to do something.
Well, that's
Service server.
2 service
16,
errors
6.
in a row from the Indonesians. Wasn't the last time they served? It was Kusumawati that made a service error. Oh, well,
17,
nice idea.
6.
Well, they're running out of time now, the Indonesians. You've got to hand huge credit to Tang and Si, though, haven't you, Steen?
Yeah, but you also noticed it, Jill. The last 4 points they scored in the first game might have given them sort of hope and belief, and so say, yeah, we can do it, even though we'll come back from the Olympics early on in a new tournament again, but we can do it. See, that's the situation. They're getting nowhere.
Service over.
In general, they're getting nowhere. They got somewhere this time.
Yeah.
Nice finish by Kusumawati from the mid-court area.
Just wide. Was that?
He didn't know whether to challenge or scratch his back, scratch his neck.
Decided on the latter. Wise choice. Thought it was wide.
Service over. 18-8.
They're playing it well. They're experienced, Tang and Si.
Service
You could
over.
also ask the question,
9,
have
18.
Kusharjanto and Kusumawati, have they come up with something that we haven't seen from them before? And if not, then there's further time to hope for.
That's a beauty.
10-18.
Oh, something's fluttered down from the roof. What is that?
No.
Or has it come from the roof, or is it?
Yeah, I think so. And they're looking for more.
It's not a hair grip or something like that. It's yes, well, I'm a little confused as to what's going on.
Play on. Play on.
10-18, deciding game.
Fault. 11-18.
Wide.
I think it would have stayed in. I think he was right to play it, Steve.
It was the sideways drift. They could have kept it in.
That's
One's gone long.
just wrong,
Service
so.
over.
And so Tang and Si
11.
2 points away from a second quarterfinal at the Japan Open, 2 years after their first. Match point opportunities.
Match point 11.
Oh, that's nice.
Service over.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
20.
His qualities from the mid-court forward. Kusharjanto. Surely just delaying the inevitable. Second time of asking. Coming from a game deficit to book their place in a second quarterfinal here as a combination at the Japan Open. Tang and Si.
Check out, please.
21-12 in the
Match
deciding
won by
game.
Tang and Championship 17-21, 21-10, 21-12.
There's the final rally. The error from Kusumawati. But good character shown by the two left-handers from Hong Kong, China. Yeah, they're still looking for something. I think it may have been a bracelet or a hair grip or something that she lost. Yeah, or a necklace.
Oh, yeah.
So the court attendants have been told to just hold back and check their mops in case they find a necklace. But there is confirmation of how Tang and Si have booked their place in the quarterfinal. 17-21, 21-10, 21-12 in a match lasting just shy of 50 minutes. Welcome back to the Yokohama Arena, and it is second round action today at the Daihatsu Japan Open. After the mixed doubles, we return to singles, and it is women's singles.